When a man finally speaks but gets blamed instead. Most men don't leave relationships because they stopped loving the woman. They leave because they got tired of feeling unheard. And one of the most painful experiences for a man is finally building the courage to speak about what's hurting him emotionally, only for the conversation to get flipped around on him. You see, men are taught to stay silent, to endure, to man up, to keep providing, keep protecting, keep solving problems. So when a man finally sits down and says, "Hey, the way you speak to me hurts me," or "I don't feel respected anymore," that conversation didn't come from weakness. It came after weeks, months, sometimes years of emotional pressure. But sadly, what happens in many relationships, instead of being heard, he gets attacked. The moment he expresses pain, the conversation suddenly becomes about his flaws. Now she's angry. Now she's bringing up old mistakes. Now somehow he is the problem. And that right there breaks a lot of men emotionally. Because responsible men usually don't speak immediately when something bothers them. They try to understand. They try to be patient. They try to avoid conflict. But every human being has an emotional breaking point. A man can only suppress disappointment for so long before it starts changing him internally. And the dangerous part is, many women don't notice the damage until the man emotionally checks out. See, men may not always express emotions loudly, but silence does not mean absence of pain. Some men are fighting emotional battles quietly while still paying bills, showing up every day, and carrying responsibilities. Responsibilities nobody applauds them for. Then when they finally ask for understanding, they're treated like the villain. That creates emotional loneliness inside relationships. And emotional loneliness is one of the biggest relationship killers. Now let's be clear, this is not about blaming women. Healthy relationships require accountability from both people. But if your partner comes to you calmly explaining that something is hurting them emotionally, that moment should not become a competition. It should become a moment of understanding, because when communication becomes punishment, people stop communicating. And once a man feels like opening up will only be used against him, he slowly starts suffering in silence. And eventually, silence turns into distance. Distance turns into disconnection. And disconnection destroys relationships. A strong relationship is not built on who wins arguments. It's built on two people who know how to listen to each other without turning vulnerability into war. Because sometimes the man who looks the strongest in the relationship is actually the one hurting the most quietly. And many responsible men are living that reality every single day. If you've ever experienced this in a relationship, drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more real conversations about modern relationships, masculinity, emotional intelligence, and self-respect, subscribe to the channel. Because these are the conversations most people are afraid to have. Always, love all, trust few.